It's time now for the Pig and the Hen.
Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.
It's time now for the Pig and the Hen Show.
Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.
It's time now for the Pig and the Hen.
Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.
It's time now for the Pig and the Hen Show.
Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.
Boom Chank, how's it going everyone? It's the Flying Pig here with a little bonus Pig and the Hen Show podcast for you, / Monday analysis. So obviously we do a Monday analysis on this channel as well. Joined by Henry Hotspur. How you doing, Henry?
Yeah, I'm alright, man. I'm just blowing away insects.
Yeah, I can hear him, mate. I can hear him. It's like some crickets from hell or something on the go.
I know,
over there,
mate.
yeah?
Honestly, mate. You know, I've sacrificed like my nice little like windy place, which is insect free, to somewhere that's lit and you can actually hear what I'm saying. But I might possibly be getting bitten to fuck. So, you know, is it worth me doing this? Honestly, you don't give a fuck, do you?
Nah, just brave it, mate. Brave it for the viewers, mate. 100%. But everybody who's tuning in right now, thanks very much for stopping by. I know it's a bit of a random one. I haven't had a chance to sort of promote this or anything, but it's just an impromptu show today. Henry Hotspur happens to be around. I happen to be around, so we're just here to talk about the weekend's football action. Just want to give a shout out to these guys first. And I also want to give a shout out to Gungshi, who told me about this company. They're called Pig and the Hen. They make handmade bracelets in Amsterdam. And just to give you a little quick look at this, I got in contact with them. I was like, hey, you've got the same name as me, guys, so let's do a little sponsorship deal. But anyway, they just sent me one of these things
bracelet?
just as a... Well, this is the thing. I asked for one for you as well, mate, but unfortunately we can only get one at the moment. But
if fucking bullshit, innit?
But if we do get another one in the future, I'll absolutely send it over to you, Henry Hotspur. But shout out to Pig and the Hen. What I would say is the quality of their bracelets is absolutely fantastic. So go check it out. Pig and the Hen is the name of the bracelet company in Amsterdam as well. Well, we'll work on it, mate. We'll try and get you one, eh?
Yeah, try.
But they were very kind. They were very kind just to send us a free bracelet anyway. So, you know, don't want to talk bad upon them, eh?
Well, how many bracelets did they send you?
They just sent me one. Yeah, one.
I
asked for two.
What do you mean one?
They sent me one.
So surely they know that it is the Pig and the Hen.
That's exactly
You know
what I
what
said.
They're
but
called Pig and
unfortunately,
Hen, but they send
unfortunately,
you one
live
bracelet.
in China.
Oh, great.
Well, they certainly
okay.
after they watch this back, they certainly won't be sending us anymore. So thanks for that, Hotspur. But anyway, it is what it is. Good promotion there, Hen. Nice.
No, I mean, obviously they're so good quality, they could only afford to send one. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there you go. I mean, they're not.
We
they're
need
not
to step
cheap,
our
but...
game up, and then they might send us more.
That's right, but shout out to Pig and Hen Bracelet Company anyway, as they have sent me a bracelet. Not Henry, but they sent me one. So thanks very much.
Well, can I get another look at it at least? Come on. Show it to the camera.
Right, okay, check this out.
Explain it, describe it. What's amazing about
Check
it?
out this Badston. Just seems very high quality, you know
Look
what I mean?
at that pattern on it. Beautiful.
I literally just got it, so I haven't even had a chance to try it on or anything, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not overly that much of a bracelet man anyway, Henry. Have you ever known me to wear a bracelet? Maybe that's the sort of thing Henry Hotspur does.
Well, this is what pisses me off more, because I'd actually wear that.
Well, maybe you can have it then, mate, if you send us your bloody address, which we've been trying to sort out for ages to sort you out. Are you going to smoke inside, Hen?
It's not inside. It's not inside, mate. It's kind of outside. It's like a train station or something. But having said that, in the UK, you cannot smoke if you're waiting for a train, can you? Even though it feels like you're fucking outside, you can see the sky, you can hear the train come in, you know, you can feel the wind on your face. But no, it's a public space, even if there is no other fucker waiting for a train.
Just want to give a shout out to everybody who's tuning in right now. I know it's a bit of a random show, 3 o'clock on a Monday, but everybody who is in here right now, I can see Jonathan Thompson. How you doing, Jonathan? Tobias Beisel. How you doing? Alex Rudd with the early super chat comments. Go easy on Arsenal. Well, it's in the title there, right?
Oh.
We're not going to be going easy on Arsenal today, pal. So you might as well tune off right now. Anthony Evelyn, Thines, Danny Hustle, Lee Baz, Andres Rocco, Marek Stachowski, Hussein 100, just to name a few. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in for the live show right now. Get in the comment section. We will, read out comments as we go along. But Henry Hotspur, let's get into the weekend football then, okay? Let's start with our teams. So Spurs, obviously, you got a 4-0 victory. Fantastic result for you. Go on then. Well,
actually, just before I do that, just quickly wanted to say I have got a good friend that lives out here with me right now. He's in the UK. I've mentioned this geezer before. Okay, do you know where he is right now? You do, but just go with me here. Where is he right now?
I don't know. Please tell me, Hen.
Right, he is actually at Old Trafford. Okay, he's literally getting pictures taken with players, and he's having the time of his life out there. I mean, why isn't that you, Pig? That should be you. You should be there meeting players. Just having the proper experience. But no, I've got the connection. I've got the real connections. Fuck the Pig, right? I've got the connections. I've got someone there right now. We've got pictures. He's going to be attending a press conference within the next couple of days, as far as I'm aware, and we'll keep you updated.
There's a good reason for it, Henry. There's a good reason for it. I mean, he's there in a modelling capacity, right? Because he's a good-looking bastard, yeah?
So what you saying? You're ugly?
Well, compared to him, I ain't no oil painting, mate. Neither are you. That's why we're doing what we're doing. But there you go. To be fair though, I actually will hopefully be meeting a United legend next month. So I'm attending the evening with Ryan Giggs in Bournemouth. I made a video actually yesterday because the organisers were kind enough to offer 2 free tickets to my subscribers. So if you want to attend an evening with Ryan Giggs, just check out the video I posted yesterday, which is a giveaway evening with Ryan Giggs tickets. Check that out, enter, and you might get to meet me as well as Giggsy. But I'm going to go and hopefully meet the legend that is Ryan Giggs on that evening. So looking forward to that. So what do you mean hopefully?
So it's not guaranteed. You just kind of hoping.
You know how these things are. I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's touch and go, mate.
It should be him wanting to shake your hand, though. Such the legend that you are. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure he's losing sleep over that. He's thinking, "Fuck, I need to meet that pig."
That's it. I wonder if there's any actual footballers out there who play for United who've ever seen a Flying Pig United video. I wonder, like, ripping into it. Do you reckon Jesse Lingard just cries himself to sleep at night watching the Flying Pig videos? It's possible, isn't it?
Mate, if he does, you need to stop talking, isn't it, almost? If you're affecting his game, then,
that's it.
You know what I mean? That's not so good for you, is it?
That's the reason. But anyway, so let's get on with the show then. So just a bit of a shorter show today, impromptu show. But there was a lot of Premier League action at the weekend, of course. There's another game on tonight, which will have implications as to whether United stay in the top 4. But guess what? We are back in the top 4 in the Premier League table currently. I mean, I didn't see that one coming a short while ago. So we're currently sat in 4th place with 8 points. There is 5 teams currently on 8 points. One of them is Tottenham Hotspur, who are 3rd. But they still only got the same points as us. But I did want to just mention the fact we are back in the top 4. It may not be a long time that we stay there, but both of our sides, Hen, in the top 4. We turned it around pretty quickly, I'd say. I mean,
obviously, it's nothing to get excited about. Look, we've got 2 or 3 teams below us that are on the same points, so that there isn't really a top 4 at the moment because it's early season. I think the more interesting statistic to look at is the fact that we're both 2 points behind Manchester City. I think that tells you more about how the league's going to play out rather than our actual position as such right now.
Yeah, I mean, Man City, they struggled at the weekend, didn't they? Norwich City turning on the style. Timo Pukki on song yet again. This man's playing like a man possessed. I just don't understand it. How are Norwich doing it? I mean, Man City, they're obviously they golf them in terms of class, in terms of money, all that sort of thing. But they couldn't golf them on the pitch. Norwich, fantastic. They look like a real side this year. They do. I mean, I'm quite impressed with Sheffield United as well. Norwich City coming up from the Championship. The way they're going about it, the way they're playing their football. Fair play to them, is all I'm saying.
I mean, the way they're playing their football says it all. They're not just sitting back. They're not doing a Steve Bruce Newcastle United. Even though that works, and I'm not slating that, they haven't come up doing that kind of football at all. They're Norwich City, every game they play is goals galore. I don't think they've had a clean sheet. It's they either win or they lose, but it's always an entertaining game. And I hope that they continue to do that. As far as I know, Norwich City are a bogey team for Manchester City. In my recent memory, I'm sure that City have been there for important cup games, actually. and Norwich City took them out. I think this happened last year or the year before. There's something about Norwich City that I think they do Manchester City. They do them.
It's really strange. Yeah, it is very strange. I mean, fair play to them. I absolutely loved it. I watched the highlights of it. It looked like they fully deserved it. I mean, they did go 3-1 up at one point, and City sort of got a late goal via Rodri, and we were thinking, oh, maybe they can snatch the equaliser there, but they didn't. And I must say, like, Timo Pukki's quality. Who is this lad? Come up from the Championship. He's Finnish. It's like you wouldn't know that last year he was playing in the Championship. He's basically been the best performer in the Premier League this season, this campaign so far. So shout out to Timo Pukki. What's really annoying, Hen, is that after he scored that hat-trick on match day 2 of the Premier League, I said I'm going to stick him in my fantasy football team. Did I? Have I done since? No. But I really wish I had done. Do you know what I mean?
Well, don't say things and then don't do them, you know.
Well, there you go, yeah.
What sort of prick does that?
Well, I don't know. Henry Hotspur does it all the time.
Nah, mate,
it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get new lighting. I'll give you my address. You can send this stuff over. Does it materialise? No.
Bollocks, mate. No, I said I might do. I always mask the shit that I say with because I'm good with the English language. I say it in a certain way where, no one can pin me on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fair play. Well, do you want to get on to just absolutely masturbating about Spurs then, mate, or what?
I don't really want to, no, because
Really?
nobody wants to hear it.
No, that's fantastic.
No, but the thing is, I'm used to it. I mean, that's just a normal performance from Tottenham Hotspur, really. I mean, that's back to what we know, what we're doing with.
Oh, lads and lasses, I just got some breaking news that I need to talk about right now that's appeared on the BBC website 4 minutes ago via Manchester United. David De Gea, Manchester United goalkeeper, signs new deal at Old Trafford. This is breaking news live on the show. A new contract.
All right, here we are, talking about jizz and wanking. Here we go.
Well, we've got to talk about this. So David De Gea signs new contract. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, look, a lot of people are a little bit mixed about David De Gea at the moment for some reason, because he's had a little bit of ropey action here and there. But if you're talking about quality, if you're talking about who's been the best Premier League goalkeeper over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, then it's easily David De Gea. So I think that that's an absolute masterstroke by United. There's lots of speculation about him leaving the club simply because, United are in a bit of a transitional period at the moment. We're not the team that we were. We can't really offer these players Champions League football right now or challenging for major accolades and trophies and that sort of thing. So just the fact that we've got a goalkeeper of David De Gea's quality signed up for until 2023, I mean, that fills me with absolute joy, to be fair. And okay, look,
you owe me for this.
What do you mean?
You owe me, because I've got my mate there right now. He's just been pictured of him. He said, look, sign that contract. He's done it. It's come out on the BBC. It just goes to show the power of Yabo Sports.
You're talking absolute cod, but I love it. Fair play to you. Yeah. I mean, I think that's brilliant. Look, a lot of people will be moaning about the wages. I don't even want to think about the wages involved here. It's probably somewhere in the region of, £350,000 a week, something like that for a goalkeeper. But when you're talking about David De Gea, it's actually justified. I mean, look at the last performance the other day. The reason we won that game, or not the reason, but a big reason, is because David De Gea has pulled off a couple of world-class saves to deny Leicester City. And that is a huge factor in why we won that game. It's a huge factor in why we've won loads of games over the last 5 or 6 years. So to me, it's absolutely the right thing to do. I'm over the moon about that one, to be perfectly honest with you, Head. I mean, what do you think, mate? You think, from an outsider point of view, obviously, United should be doing everything we can to keep hold of him, or do you think he's replaceable?
He's not replaceable for you right now at all. I mean, he is head and shoulders, part of the fun, above any of your other players, like in terms of experience, in terms of namesake. I don't think, apart from Paul Pogba, but then again, Pogba's hit and miss. He's not a David De Gea. David De Gea is your best player. So for you guys to tie him down, you can't be disappointed. That's kind of a must, and a good must.
I agree. He's our best player. He's been our best player for 5, 6 years. Makes sense to keep him around at the club. A lot of people will be saying, he's only staying for the money. But I don't think that's true. I think he generally does love Manchester United. There's been opportunities in the past before where he could have easily left. and he stayed. He could go and get this money elsewhere, whether it's playing for some other money bags team like PSG or back over in Spain. So it's not like he can't get the money. What's gone on with your feed here, Henry? Can't see you, buddy.
Just clicked off it.
Amateur,
there we go.
amateur.
I'm back.
But yeah, David De Gea, I just want to jump into the comment section actually while we've got this breaking news on here, because I want to see what you guys think about the new contract extension, or the new contract being given to David De Gea, and if anybody can tell me the amount that's involved. It's not saying any more information on the BBC website at the moment other than it is breaking news. So let's see what you guys think. Lee Baz comments, De Gea signs new contract while you're live. Yeah, fantastic. That is brilliant. The first bit of breaking news we've got on the Pig and the Hen show, I think that is, isn't it? So that's pretty awesome.
Maybe we should end the show now and then just declare it as like breaking.
Just end the show and then start again after the David De Gea, after we've just finished talking about David De Gea, is that what you're saying? Thing is, the first 10 minutes of the video are just us talking absolute bollocks, so I don't know if that would work.
Yeah, all right, cheers, mate, thanks.
No, you make a good point, but yeah, with the first 10 minutes, like, people are going to click on the video, De Gea signs new contract, and they're going to be like, who are these twats talking about bracelets?
Yeah, but then you just put in the title, skip to 10 minutes later. Nobody does that, do they?
Fair play, right? Anyway, let's just read a few of your comments out, guys. Thanks to everybody who's getting involved here. Let me know your thoughts on David De Gea's signing a new deal. So, Clam J comments, De Gea captain and then Maguire. Yeah, I think you'll see Maguire be captain in the future. De Gea's already been the captain recently when Ashley Young's not playing. Shocking. Ashley Young was good the other day, by the way, against Leicester. He put in a shift and a half, so fair play to him. Clam J says, I'd use David's gloves as wank mittens for eternity. Holy shit.
Sorry, repeat that. Who said that?
I don't know, but you keep your screen keeps popping off.
Sorry,
mate.
I was checking a message, mate, because I'm more interested in what people got to say to me personally than the show.
Oh well,
that's not true.
Maybe we should just end the show now then.
That's not true. Sorry, my commitment is 100%.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it. Definitely sounds like it. David De Gea wouldn't have been offered a new contract with an attitude like that.
Wank mittens got me interested.
Fantastic. Ian T comments, De Gea still a great keeper and United will struggle to sign anyone close to this quality. Hey Ian, you make a really good point. I mean, you're talking about, if he's not the best goalkeeper in the world, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And at the moment, United, unless we're going to be trying to attract players with money, we're not really able to bring in the best players in the world. So yeah, we've got the Ronaldo of goalkeeping there. It makes sense to keep hold of him. And we've done that. So I'm absolutely over the moon about signing David De Gea on a new deal there. I think it's brilliant. Andres Rocco, how you doing, Andres? Comments, De Gea is the best keeper of the league. Yeah, I mean, I think he is as well. I know he's had a ropey moment here and there. Henry will probably say Hugo Lloris or whatever, and he is obviously a very good keeper as well. But if you're talking about just sheer shot stopping ability, he's head and shoulders above everyone, I think. So yeah. Jonathan Thompson says, I'm glad he's staying. Eric 12 comments, David De Gea, the ex-Atletico Madrid star's new 5-year deal will see him pocket a whopping £13.3 million per season after tax, which is roughly around £255,000 per week, and that's after tax, right?
Pennies. It's pennies, though, for him, mate.
Is that legit? I wonder where you're getting the source from.
Fine.
Yeah, but
if that's true, that's fine. I mean, the funny thing is that he is the only player that would get straight into any other Premier League team, if not any other team in the world. Like you look at Liverpool, you look at City, you look at Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal. If you want to include them teams, he'd be straight in those teams. Maybe not Lloris, maybe Alisson at Liverpool. City's keeper is kind of, well, it's arguable, but the fact that it is arguable just goes to show what a great keeper you have at a team like United that are not level pegging with them teams right now.
Yeah, very true. We have got somebody who is of that caliber to slot into any side in the world, which you can't say that about any other player that we've got right now. I mean, people say Pogba, but I'm sure there's a lot of teams out there who wouldn't really benefit from having Pogba in there.
Very true.
Maybe the top...
Pogba's nowhere near. And then other than Pogba, it's not even worth mentioning any names.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but we're basing that on what? A season and 5 games at United?
Fuck off.
Oh, come on. Most people would take him. Come on, most people would take him.
Well, he's come from Crystal Palace. He looks like a decent little
you keep persevering with your freaking Davinson Sanchez
at right back. He's breaking into the
right
England
back,
team, but you're talking about world class. Fuck your hat.
Comment from Stephen Shorrock. He comments, if he was about the money, he would let his contract run out and get a lot more money elsewhere. Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Like, he could get more money elsewhere, go into one of these money bag sides. I think he's genuinely in love with being a Manchester United player. He wants to be a success. He's not had, he's had some success at United. He's won some silverware, but he's not had the level of success that a quality player like David De Gea deserves throughout his footballing career. So hopefully he can turn it around. It goes to show you, though, fair play to him. He's staying at United. I don't care if he's the highest paid player in the world, to be honest. He deserves that. He actually deserves that.
I'm sorry to interrupt, right? I'm just going to have to go back to my normal place that I stand, because it's just, I'm stood next to this fucking light. Look at it. It's so fucking hot, right? And I'm struggling here. So, I mean, it's either good audio quality, you can see me, but I might faint, or I could stand somewhere where I'm comfortable with that, and then I could actually talk about shit and talk about how great Tottenham Hotspur is, etc., etc. Would you prefer that?
Well, we'll give it. I prefer it. You just stayed there and got bitten to shit and sweated into a melting candle. But if you want to go outside and ruin the show, mate, that's absolutely fine. You go for it.
I'm going to have to ruin this show right now. I'm going to have to, mate, because, there we go. A bit of wind, mate. I mean, it might not sound good, but it feels fucking great.
No, well, anyway. So, comment here from Alex Rudd. He says, got good on De Gea for foregoing major trophies and being loyal. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of what he's doing. He could easily go and, I don't know, sign for Real Madrid or Barcelona or Atletico Madrid or PSG or, Juventus or whoever. Every one of those teams would be interested in signing David De Gea, I'm sure. And they could pay him just as much money as United could. So I think that he deserves a real bit of gratitude from United fans. Okay, he's getting $500,000 a week or whatever it is, potentially. But still, he could have got that elsewhere. He could have got that elsewhere, challenging for major trophies, competing for Ballon d'Ors, all sorts of things. He's not going to do that at United, really. So I think that, not right now anyway, so I think that that's amazing, and it's a huge piece of the jigsaw puzzle for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because losing out on David De Gea at this stage would have caused us all sorts of problems. Like, we cannot go and get someone as good. What is that? Is there frogs in the background, Henry?
Mate, there's fucking all sorts out here, mate. Do you know what I mean? I just feel so much better right now, and I'm sorry to the Pig and the Hen fans out there that they might have to listen to a bit of wind, or might not be able to see my ugly mug a little bit better, but at least I can talk now. Honestly, I stood there. I was trying my best, but it was just, the air is stagnant. It's like 30 plus degrees. The humidity is ridiculous. I'm getting bitten, It's just put you here, mate. Put the pig where I am with that stupid fucking hat on and see how long he lasts. That's what I've got to say.
Well, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to wear the hat under here, although I am under studio lighting right now, mate. So, personally, I just like to take the attitude of manning up under these certain situations. Do you know what I mean? You're not a very
easy
good
for you
performer
to
here.
say in your fucking studio.
You're not performing very well, are you, mate? So, that's what I'm saying. Like,
fuck you.
If you were a player on the pitch, I'd be ripping you off right now, mate, for a bad attitude. That's what would be going on.
Yeah, well, that's me, mate. But, yeah, good job I'm not a player. Can you imagine me, mate? Can you imagine me coming on for fucking, Solskjaer saying, no, this guy's good.
Well, you definitely
would as well, shit
you'd
manager.
be fitting in the 80s and 90s, mate, where they're drinking pints after the game during the post-match interview. Do you know what I mean? You're fitting in them days. Not these days, no, you're smoking fags. No, that's more, you have to go back to the 80s for that, pal.
I got nothing to say.
Comment here from Kane versus Predator. He says, thank God De Gea signed another contract. Henry, cup your bloody microphone, pal. Right, anyway. So, David De Gea signed a new contract. Over the moon about that one. Get in there, my son. Until 2023. So we've got at least another 4 years out the lad. Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. He's our best player. Keeping hold of our best player. That's huge news for Manchester United right now. So, bang, shakalaka. That's a great bit of news. Super chat here from Gungshi. How you doing, Gungshi? Thanks very much for stopping by, mate. He comments, Hen, loving the sound of the frogs, crickets, cicadas, is that a thing? Cicadas, and various other East Asian fauna. Sounds just like Taiwan.
Thanks for that, Gungshi. I'm just fucking itching my leg right now.
Right. Is that all you're going to say? You've been bitten by something, is that it?
Yeah, I have been bitten where I was, mate. So I've already taken pain for the show already.
Oh, crikey. Griffo Chaz comments, what the hell is going on here? It's not Wednesday, just an impromptu Monday show. We're just happen to be fortunate that David De Gea's breaking news was happening during the show. But thank you very much, Gungshi, for getting in there with the super chat bar. Much appreciated. Do we want to move on to the next topic then, Henry? We've done talking about David De Gea. I think that's a great bit of news, but, there's obviously a lot of pressing stuff that happened at the weekend in the Premier League, such as Manchester United getting the win over Leicester City and getting back into the top four after what I must say is a bit of a shoddy performance. I saw you popping up in the live chat, mate, saying, oh, what a bunch of jokers or whatever during the watch-along. But the fact is, United and Tottenham, we're both on the same amount of points at the moment, aren't we?
Well, okay, just quickly then, you want to hear my points of view. So, I mean, Leicester, good team. For me, Leicester should be finishing top 10 this season if they perform as they should, looking at the team that they've got, looking at the manager they've got. I respect Brendan Rodgers, Yes, they've lost Maguire, but they still got a good core of a side there. And the results have been good, And for you to beat them, I think are they not level on points with us still after that loss? They've been doing absolutely fine. Fantastic for Manchester United fans to get the win in. Like I said, Rashford needs to be the penalty taker. He puts the penalty away. We need to keep going like that. Don't get me wrong, or forgive me if I'm wrong even. Did Pogba feature in that game? Did he start?
No, he was out with an injury.
I mean, I'm not even being funny. Great. In terms of the penalty, who knows how the game could have gone if Pogba started. I think you started with McTominay and Matic, did you not?
That's right, yeah.
Which is a little bit of a, well, I've never said that. You've never said that. We've never talked about that being the way forward for Manchester United. And I don't think it is. And you can see that by the performance. I mean, it was hit or miss, touch and go. I listened to the end of your live watch along there. And, Leicester could have got back into it. Let's be honest. You're lucky to get the 3 points, but a win's a win. So I'm not going to criticise that. But the fact is, you've done the job. The fact that Pogba wasn't in the team meant that there was no stress. There was no worry about who was going to take that penalty. I hope to God, because I've spoken about this before, and I know it's a lot of people listening to this might think, why is he going on about the penalty taker? Why is it such a big deal? For me, it is the be-all and end-all, actually, because you get a handful of penalties over a 30-year Premier League season, and you need to make sure that you've got a penalty taker that's going to be putting them away, is confident about putting those penalties away. So happy days. You got to keep going with that. If Pogba gets back into the side, which I'm sure he will, he needs to know who the penalty taker is, and Solskjaer needs to put his foot down.
Yeah, I agree now. I think Rashford should be taking the penalties. If he's going to get over 20 goals this season, he's going to need them anyway. It's good for confidence. Goal scorers should be scoring goals. Pogba's job should be to assist and create and provide for his teammates, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, if you're talking about the midfield, Matic and McTominay, McTominay performed absolutely fantastic. Probably put in man of the match performance, to be fair. He was brilliant, worked his socks off, harried and pressured and worked all the whole time. Matic, on the other hand, I mean, it's a bit of a lackluster performance. He's just a bit slow and immobile these days, and I'd like to see somebody else put in there with McTominay. Not Pogba, If Pogba's going to play, he should be playing a bit more advanced up the pitch. But in terms of the two in midfield, Fred came on in the second half of the second half, and he put in a fantastic, well, not a fantastic, but a decent display. I'd rather see him given the opportunity than Matic going forward. But I think the midfield's done all right. We were lucky in the end, though. We were lucky to get the win against Leicester City. But Leicester City have been flying high recently. They're a good team. Rodgers is doing good things over there. They've got good players, Cup your microphone, Hen.
No, I mean, mate, I need the wind, mate. It fucking, evaporates the sweat off me, mate. And I need that. I need that in these conditions.
I'm happy to send you a windproof microphone, mate, but you seem a little bit... You're reluctant to give that address out, mate. Do you know what I mean? You ain't going to get no mail bombs or anything,
I will.
pal.
You'll have it. But anyway, let's just talk about Manchester United comparison to Tottenham Hotspur. The funny thing is we are on the exact same kind of win, draw, loss schedule. So we both won our first game. We both drew our second. Both lost our third, both drew our fourth, and both won our fifth. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. That's quite interesting.
So this is what makes it annoying, because every time we do a pick of the head show, it's either we both lost and we're talking about who lost to the better side, we both win, who beat the better side, we both drew, who drew to the better side. That has been part and parcel of what I've been speaking about recently. So hopefully we'll start doing different things. Thing is, we are third and you are fourth. I believe we have a better goal difference, and we have played better teams than you. We just destroyed Crystal Palace. I'm not going to wank about it. I'm not going to get the wank mittens out. Someone mentioned wank mittens. They sound fantastic. Send a picture of those in. But I'm not going to get them things out, because it is what it is. It's back to what we know how to do. Son Heung-min, back to what he knows, what he's doing. 2 great goals in that game. And that's what you should have been doing against Crystal Palace. That goes to show the difference between what we're doing and what you're doing. Palace beat you at Old Trafford, did they not?
Yes, they did. They beat us 2-1 at Old Trafford. Yeah, that was an issue. So
and we just destroyed them
performance,
4-0. We made them, we made them look silly. That's a massive difference, mate. You say that they were tired after beating you, that's why they couldn't perform against us. Would that be your excuse?
I'm not saying that. I just think United were shy that game, mate, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, same goes for when United played Wolves. It's like Chelsea just absolutely destroyed them at Molineux, didn't they? So Manchester United definitely coming out not looking good after you consider how Chelsea and Spurs performed against the teams we didn't perform against. It's not great. Yes, mate. So getting a lot of wind noise here, Hen, to the point where
all right, fuck off.
Maybe we should wrap the show up. Do you know what I mean? Because it's probably a calamity.
Well, I just have to fucking vacate, won't I?
Yeah, we'll keep it short anyway, man. We'll keep it short. Like if you're getting too hot and bothered down there, we'll keep it short. But yeah, I mean, in future, we need to find like a static location for you, mate. This is the thing. There's a lot of people commenting, "Are you a hobo on the streets of Guangzhou?" Because you've got to go around. You've either got a bottle of wine, bottle of beer. You're always outside. You're getting bitten to shit. It's like, what's going on, mate?
Yeah, I'll go back to the original place, mate. Obviously, as long as that makes the show better, everyone's gonna be happy. And I don't get the natural wind in my face, but there we go.
We'll just keep it short, mate, until you can't handle it anymore, mate. Just think of yourself like a candle, mate, like a candle, just slowly melting away, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Please, anyone watching the show right now, think of yourselves as a candle slowly melting away. Does that sound like something you want to do? Jesus.
Anyway, see, this is what it's all about. This is so much better, mate. We can see your pretty face. We can hear you fine. There's no wind. This is how it should be, mate. Come on. Anyway, yeah, so other results then. Let's talk about some of the other results that happened. Of course, Manchester City lost to Norwich. Have we already talked about this? I feel like we've already talked about this.
Nottingham?
No, Norwich City. So they lost to Norwich City. Yeah, we've already talked about this right at the start of the video. Let's get on to Arsenal. Let's all have a cheeky
let's
laugh
talk about
it.
Because Alex Rudd was obviously very concerned about us speaking about this game. I don't know why he's concerned. I mean, as a neutral, Watford are a strong side. They come out, they score a couple of goals, and Arsenal got back into the game. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You get a point out of it. You're still 8 points. Are you not? I mean, it's nothing to worry about. I mean, Arsenal are not as good as the other top teams these days, but you're still there or thereabouts, aren't you? You're still finding your feet. That's how I look at it.
Hey, it's a fair point, mate, to be fair. Like, they are still on 8 points, but I think it's just a manner in which they succumbed to Watford in that game. It's like they're 2-0 up, I think. And then they've just sort of defensively imploded an absolute Arsenal-esque mare. So I think that's what the big problem is. Like, it's just another
was it not the other way
opportunity.
round? I thought Watford got up in the game to begin with. Did they not?
I don't think so, mate. I mean, let me just see if I can find out. But somebody will tell us in the comment section.
Well, please do. I mean, if I had an absolute fucking mare there...
Maybe it's me out of the mail. I mean, I haven't seen the highlights of it, but either way, they've drawn with. I mean, Watford are a decent side. I mean, I don't think they're really going to realistically do as well as they did last year, but time will tell. They are a good team. Arsenal, you'd think with the quality that Arsenal have got, they'd be able to get the job done there. I mean, it's another game that their £75 million Pepe has had a bit of a quiet one in. He's come over for what, 75 mil or whatever it is, and he's just not been able to put the sort of performance that justifies it at the moment. Not saying that he's not had decent performances here and there, but when you consider they got Lacazette, Aubameyang and Pepe up there, they should be doing a better job of seeing out games and winning games. Alex Rudd comments with a super chat. He says, we were 2-0 up. It was crap.
Oh, sorry, yes, I'm wrong.
So they were 2-0 up against Watford. That's why it's so bad, because they were 2-0 up. They had the job done. All they needed to do really was a defensive job to see the game out. Second half, they've succumbed to Watford. So that's the issue. That's why Arsenal fans are so gutted about this one, because they were in a winning position, 2-goal cushion, and they still managed to throw it away.
I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, obviously I'm a Spurs fan. I'm not gonna get the wank mittens over Arsenal. I'm fascinated by those wank mittens. Send a picture in. I want to know what them things are about.
Well, they're just basically David De Gea's gloves, mate. That's what he said. He said he'd like to use, and I'm guessing he'd like to use a match-worn pair. That's what really gets this guy. So, it's got to be match-worn. He could just go to the Sports Direct, buy a couple of ruches. Do you know what I mean? That's no good. He needs David De Gea's sweat on it.
How can we continue the show? So, I mean, I was wrong. Yes, I mean, but no, I wouldn't worry about it too much. You've got a lot of new players in at Arsenal. This is the thing. I mean, Tottenham signed new players, but we're not. I mean, they're not breaking into the first team right now. We've got players there to give us strength and depth. People like Dembele, people like Lo Celso. I think you've got a couple of injury issues here and there. Differences with Arsenal, you've got Ceballos or Cebello or however the fuck you pronounce that prick's name. You got Guendouzi that's kind of settled into the middle of the park there. You know, you're trying out new things at the moment. You've got some names there, and it's exciting times for Arsenal. It is. It's a lot better. I'd be a lot more happy as an Arsenal fan right now than I would have been for several years, actually. Even going back to the latter Wenger days, because I feel like it's fresh. You know, the manager there, what's his bloody name again? He's got Emery. He's got a fresh look at the moment there. He has. He's been given some money to spend. He's got some players in. He's not doing terrible. You're seeing good things. It's not perfect. Of course, it's not going to be. You know, I think he's got a thing for these players that got the really long curly hair, like David Luiz and Guendouzi. They could be twins.
That's it. They just need to sign Chowdhury from Leicester City, mate, and they're halfway to a full-on Afro team, aren't they? Get Marouane Fellaini
get Fellaini in, as I was just going to say.
And those are the sorts of players that probably fit into Arsenal's ethos of being sort of, bottlers. We've got a super chat here from Gungshi. Thank you for another one here, Gungshi, mate. He comments, aren't the wank mittens a Pig in the Hen brand exclusive?
I know, you got one mitten with a pig on it and the other mitten with a hen.
It's like, take your pick, isn't it? Depending on how you're feeling that day. Is it going to be the pig? Is it going to be the hen?
Who's the people that made their bracelets? Get them on it.
So
I think they want nothing to do with us. If they actually watch the show, they probably want nothing to do with us, would they?
Correct. I was going to send them this video as a proof that we just talked about it on the show, but now I definitely won't. So thanks for that, Henry. How to kill a promotional freaking campaign by Henry Hotspur.
Oh, there we go.
Anyway, fair play to you, mate. I mean, what else did I want to talk about quickly? Yes, Chelsea and Frank Lampard. Okay, now they've turned it around as well. Fair play to them is what I'd say. I mean, do you know what's interesting about the table is that a couple of these bigger teams have had a bit of a ropey start this season, Manchester United included. But after 5 games, if you look at the top 7, I mean, I think maybe not in this order, of course, but I think that's basically going to be the top 7 end of the season. So you've got Arsenal 7th, Chelsea 6th, Leicester 5th, United 4th, 3rd is Tottenham. City is 2nd and Liverpool on top, unbeaten at the moment. They've won 5 out of 5, so fair play to them. They're looking really, really good at the moment. But I think that will be the way that the Premier League finishes this season with those 7 teams. So I think it's quite interesting that we've already sort of separated the wheat from the chaff after just 5 games in the Premier League. Chelsea, they're also on 8 points, and after they had a bit of a ropey start, transfer ban, Lampard having to bring these players on, and guess what? He's got them performing all of a sudden. He's got Tammy Abrahams banging in the goals. Do you know what I heard earlier? Yeah, hat-trick for him. I think he scored 7 league goals already this season, right, Tammy Abrahams? That happens to be three less than the best tally Marcus Rashford has ever had in the Premier League. So, and that's after 5 games. So it does go sort of to show you maybe Rashford's he just hasn't been doing it, has he? But hopefully it can be this year for him.
That's harsh.
Well,
that's
I mean,
harsh.
it's harsh to
just
compare
because Abraham's
it,
doing well, you can't just say, well, Rashford, you're shit, mate. That's harsh.
No, well, I mean, you can sort of say, though, that Tammy Abrahams has got 70% of Marcus Rashford's best goal tally in 5 games,
the thing is, you know? Abraham is by far the best thing that they've got at Chelsea as a striking young player. Whereas Rashford has had to struggle year on year with competition, with being in and out of the team, with managers that don't actually play to a way that he likes. Yeah, I do. You know, that might sound like excuses to a lot of people, but I think there's truth in that.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. And obviously Chelsea have been scoring goals free flow, and if you're going to score 5 goals in a game, you expect your striker to get a few, and we could easily win a game 5-0 and Rashford score a hat-trick. Fair play, that probably will happen at some point. But the point I'm making is just that, you know, Chelsea, they're in a similar situation, really. They've had to rely. They're relying on young players. They've got a really young squad as well. United have got a young squad, but Chelsea have too. Mason Mount and transfer ban, losing Eden Hazard. They've had to blood a few younger players coming through. And if I'm being totally honest, like, I hate to say this, but the first 5 games of the season so far, I think Chelsea, they're doing a better job of you know, getting something out of their youngsters anyway. I know Dan James and Aaron Wan-Bissaka's been great, but I'm talking about the lads that have sort of come through our academy here. This season so far, it's just not quite happened for them yet. Hopefully it will do. But I just want to credit Frank Lampard for being able to turn it around and being able to get these young lads scoring goals over there. Because I think that was a big question mark after the first game when United have battered them 4-0. We all thought that Chelsea were going to struggle, and in a short space, they've managed to turn it around. They managed to give some fans like a nice bit of hope with these young talents that are doing it. I mean, Tammy Abrahams looks class, mate. He does. So, fair play.
What I would like to do, okay, touching back on the point where you kind of got the top 7 nailed on, I think this is something that we could actually put out. Please put in the comments. We should put a poll out there. Maybe the Pig can put this out on Twitter. We want to name the top 10 teams that are going to finish the end of the season. So let's assume that the top 6 sides, we all know the fucking top 6, who the top 6 sides are. Obviously City and United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool, okay? But who are going to be the other 4 teams that are going to finish top half of the table? And I'm going to put it to Pig first. I'm going to put it to Pig. We have not spoken about this, but I'm going to put you on the spot. I need 4 names, and then we can see how we get on at the end of the season, whether those other teams made it into the top 10. I'm very interested.
Crikey, man. I mean, you've put me on the spot here, and it's pretty difficult. I mean, I'd say Everton. Everton are going to finish top 10, definitely.
I'd agree.
You'd have to say that they will. I mean, I would have said Wolves at the start of the season, but I don't think they've won. They haven't won a game yet. They've, in fact, looking at their form here, I mean, they're 19th in the league. I know it's early days, and there's only 5 points separating Wolves and United at the moment, so it could easily turn around. But the fact is, their form is 3 draws and 2 losses. So I'm not so sure. You know, maybe Crystal Palace looking pretty decent. Actually, I know you battered them 4-0, but when they played against us, I thought they have got some decent players. Maybe they could do it. West Ham invested a bit in the summer, didn't they? They're currently sat in 9th place in the table, so they're an option. So those are my 3 to add to the 7 that we've got.
No, we need 4. So Everton, West Ham.
3.
Who else did you say? Everton, West Ham. You need 2 more.
Everton, West Ham, and Palace. 2 more would be 11.
No, you need 4. You need 4. Everton, West Ham, Palace. Who else?
Why do I need 4? We've already got the top 7, and now we need 3 more.
You've got the top 6. You've got the top 6.
No, we've got the top 7. Arsenal, Chelsea, Leicester, United, Spurs, City, Liverpool. That's 7.
Leicester. Oh, you're including Leicester. Okay.
Yes, I'm including Leicester.
So you've said Leicester, Everton, West Ham, and Crystal Palace.
That's in the top 10.
4. Interesting. I would have not have said Palace. Palace are not going to finish top 10, mate. Not in my eyes, mate.
You know, who knows? I mean, you know, they didn't they finish their last season as well? Could be wrong. Could be
I don't
wrong
think
there.
they did. I don't think they did. Not at all, mate. Nowhere near.
Are you sure about
right,
that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure,
I'm
mate.
going to get the table up, mate. I'm getting the table up. You might be right.
I don't think
Because,
so,
you know,
mate.
you're so sure about these things that you say,
listen,
but you're wrong
listen,
half the time,
prick.
mate.
Right, these are my 4 teams, okay? Leicester, agree with you. Everton, agree with you. My other 2 teams in that have got to be Watford and Bournemouth.
Watford.
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with Watford and Bournemouth.
That is a bold statement, and personally, I think it's completely incorrect. I mean, they're currently bottom of the table, mate, with 2 points. So, okay, it's only early days. Look, Watford are
Who's
actually a
bottom
good
of
team.
the table? Watford?
Watford. Yeah. So you
Are they actually? Oh, fuck them, actually. Sorry, mate. Sorry. I fucked
You're
up
full
there.
of shite, aren't you, Henry
I
Hotspur?
fucked
Let's
up
be
there.
perfectly honest
Because I
with you.
thought, you know,
Hey, who's going to finish in the top 10 in the Premier League?
Right.
Kettering Town, is it, Henry?
Fuck Watford off, okay? I'm going to change my... Because, you know, this is just on the spot shit, right? So fuck Watford off. We'll slot at West Ham then. So West Ham and Bournemouth, along with Leicester and Everton. That's what I'm going to go with.
Ah, fair play. You know, Bournemouth
That's
currently
a fair
sat in the
shout.
top 10 at the moment, but I do think they might struggle to finish there. But, you know, fair play. It's an interesting shout. I mean...
I think Watford will be safe, though. Watford will be safe.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're bottom of the table at the moment, I still think that they're a good team. They've got good enough players to get themselves out of it. But then when you look at the championship teams that have come up as well, I mean, other than Villa, I'd say, you know, Sheffield United and Norwich, they're looking better teams at the moment. So it's not like a dead cert that usually it's like, 2 of the 3 relegated teams will be the ones that came up from the championship the year before. I don't think that's going to be the case this year.
I think
do
it's very
Villa-
difficult to
Villa will go
name the
down.
relegated sides. Very difficult. I dare anyone to come out with 3 names that are going to go down.
I'm going to do it right now, Henry, because that's the kind of guy I am, mate. You've got to make bold statements on the show sometimes.
Go on then.
Newcastle United.
Take your hat off, mate, and pull out
Newcastle
the
United,
names.
you're getting relegated, lads. How are the lads? Sorry about that, Geordies, but you're getting freaking relegated. Aston Villa,
mate, nah.
welcome back to the Premier League. See you later on. I think they're going to go down. And then if I had to choose, I don't know. It's a tough one. Maybe Brighton. They're just bit shite, aren't they?
Harsh.
There you go. I've said it. That's my choices right there.
So your 3 are Brighton.
Newcastle and who was the other one? Villa. Yeah, Villa. I don't think Villa are going to stay up this season. I haven't seen enough from Villa whatsoever.
Right. Okay. Well, I've got to name 3. My 3. You got to let me name my 3.
Go for it.
So we'll go with Villa. I think Villa will go down. 100%. I will also go with... Do you know what? This will be controversial, but I'm going to go with fucking Southampton. Even though they actually had an okay start to the season, I don't know. I don't think they're good enough. I think Southampton could find themselves in trouble, like they always do. Okay, and I'll probably go with Brighton as well. So I'll go with Brighton, Southampton, and Villa.
Fair play, not too bad a picks off the top of our heads, but yeah, I mean Southampton. I would have said similar at the start of the season, and I would have said that for the last couple of years, but they always just somehow manage to cling on, don't they? They're full-on Klingons on the starboard bow, mate. They are. So fair play to them. Just want to read this super chat out from Yeah Boy Naughty. How you doing, pal? He comments, "How's it going, lads? De Gea re-signing." I thought you said resigning.
Resigned.
Re-signing is huge. Glory, Man United. Absolutely, completely agree. It's huge for us. He's one of the best players in the world. Forget position. He's one of the best players in the world. We've got him at our club. A couple of ropey performances here and there. Look, goalkeepers get highlighted more than any other position when they make a mistake. I mean, it's like in that game against, was it Crystal Palace, when we've had that counter-attack at the end with Pogba giving the ball away, and a lot of people were criticising him about the fact that the ball went in at his near post. And it was a bit poor from him. But it's like, that's just one mistake. And if you look at all the mistakes he's made in his United career, they're few and far between, man. He's solid as a rock. Thank you very much for your super chat there, Yeah Boy Naughty. Alex Rincon in the chat as well. Thank you very much for getting in here, buddy. Nice to see you. He comments, "Come on, my son, Dave stays." And he also says, "Rashford is better than Abraham, in my opinion. He's only 21 and has more goals than Ronaldo did at his age, for F's sake. Rashford has also scored 11 goals against rivals. Only Kane and Aguero have more." Yeah, I mean, look, I wasn't saying Tammy Abrahams is better than Rashford, just to clear up. I was just saying that at this time, if you're looking at
I was
goals
defending
statistically,
Rashford too.
yeah, I mean, Rashford, in my opinion, is better than Abraham as well, 100%. That's just how it is. But in terms of goals, in terms of what Chelsea are doing at the moment, just fair play to Tammy Abrahams and fair play to Frank Lampard. They're doing a good job.
I wouldn't say he's better than Abraham though. You can't. I feel wrong comparing player to player like that. But a couple of young talents, both good players, different sort of players, different experiences at the clubs that they've been at. So I wouldn't say he's better than Abraham, but he's certainly a more tried and tested player that is still doing okay.
Yes,
I think
yes.
Rashford's had a harder upbringing. It's the best in terms of a footballing parentage upbringing. Even though he's been a Manchester United player, like imagine a kid that's like you live with the richest parents ever, and you live with a dream, but you're not spoiled. You have to prove it for yourself, and you're trying to, but you're not always
Starved of emotional attention, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's it. They got the
you're not
nanny
always
on
the
you.
first kid on the
You ain't
plane
got the
for the fucking
parenting
holiday,
time. Do you know what I mean? They're rich as fuck. They're busy. They're flying around the world. They've just got a nanny on you, mate. They've got a nanny bringing you up, basically.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Where Abraham's different, mate. He's been unleashed by Lampard. Unleashed.
Look, Abrahams is doing fantastically well, to be fair. He does look like he's got an eye for goal. That's all I'm saying. I think he's going to do a good job for them. Fair play to Lampard for giving him the opportunity to step up. I want to see Rashford doing it, though. Like, Rincon, I know you say, like, Ronaldo had, less goals than Rashford at this age. But if we're being brutally honest, I mean, from what I've seen from Ronaldo and from what I've seen from Rashford, Ronaldo just, even at that age, just looked so much of a better player. Now, Rashford is a very good player. I just think maybe it's not the right... we're asking a bit too much too soon from him. He stepped in at a time when we need a goal scorer.
Rashford's never going to be a Ronaldo, though. I mean, silly... You're coming up with a silly comparison, Pig.
No, this is Rincon's comparison. This is Rincon's comparison.
Rincon's comparison in terms of stats. But you're developing that into a comparison in terms of the players that they're going to be, mate.
He's never going to be a Cristiano Ronaldo, in my opinion. I'm saying up at that point. You want to put the beers down, Henry, mate. You're getting a little bit leery over there, pal. What's your issue? I'm just voicing my opinion. Wait your turn,
Can't even get passionate on the Pig of the Head show.
Wait your freaking turn,
accused of being a beer drinker.
Well, no, you're cutting in. I'm trying to talk about something. You're cutting in with some fucking bullshit. Just said, oh, your opinion's bullshit. Your opinion's bullshit, Head, okay?
No, it's not, mate. No, it's not. Otherwise, no one would listen to the Pig of the Head show.
Well, that's why we usually have about 5 people unsubscribe at the end of every show, mate. Anyway, but no, look, who knows? Rashford actually. The funny thing is though, Hen, Rashford could. Okay, nobody really is going to go on and be the next. You can't say somebody's going to be the next Ronaldo because he's just special. You talk about probably the best player ever. Can Rashford get close to that?
Ronaldo.
Yeah, but can Rashford get close to that when he's 27, 28?
Never.
My guess is, no, I don't know. I think maybe he could. He's 21 years of age.
No way.
He's 21 years of age, Hen.
Doesn't matter.
When he was 18, he broke into United's side and he was scoring goals for us for fun. So, okay, maybe not for fun, but he was doing all right for a young lad. It's all about progression. Do you know what I mean? It's just about improving from week to week, month to month, season to season. If he can do that and continue progressing, then there's nothing to say that he can't be a top player in the future for us. But problem is, United need players performing right now. And, just not so sure if he's capable of doing that. I'd rather have a 21-year-old Ronaldo, is all I'm saying. That's my point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're not going to get a 21-year-old Ronaldo at your current United setup because you're a dog shit team.
Well, that's just a silly thing to say, mate. I mean, when we signed Ronaldo, we signed him from Sporting Lisbon for, like, peanuts, really. And he was an unknown pretty much. So who's to say we couldn't just uncover another player like that?
And then he turned into the best player ever, and he left you. Even when you were, like, basically the best team in the world, he still left you.
Well, he wanted to play for his dream club, didn't he?
Okay, so put it this way. If Rashford did start to emulate Ronaldo, you wouldn't keep him.
I think that's rubbish. He's mate born and bred, mate. As long as United are doing well, then why would he want to go anywhere else? It's like Harry Kane. Look, Harry Kane is a Tottenham boy, right? And Harry Kane, if Tottenham are performing in the top levels of everything, challenging in the top 4, got to the Champions League fight, all that sort of stuff, Harry Kane will be happy playing for the club he loves until the end of his career, probably, even if he doesn't actually win a Premier League trophy or whatever. Whereas
that's as long as we keep performing, as long as we keep staying in the top 4, we keep, making finals, winning finals, then we'll be fine.
Winning finals?
Yeah, well, it will happen.
No, fair enough. no, we're talking we're getting a bit airy-fairy now, aren't we?
Your best
Tottenham Hotspur winning finals.
The pig laughs, mate, but it's, it's staccato, isn't it? It's fucking staccato, because you cannot handle to actually come out with a proper laugh, because you know it's going to happen.
Well, we'll see about that one. But you've actually just backed on my point. What I'm saying is if Spurs were not in that situation, so say they were 6th or 7th again like they used to be, they lose their best players out every single season to bigger teams like Dimitar Berbatov or Michael Carrick or whoever. Oh, who did those players sign for? Oh, yeah, it was United again, wasn't it? But anyway, that's an example. Like if United are doing well enough and Rashford's performing well, if Rashford's looking like the next Ronaldo, then United probably will be performing. That's what I'm saying. And because he's Manc born and bred, he's United through and through, he'd want to stay at the club if he did get to those heady heights of being a Ronaldo-esque player, which is probably never going to happen. That's the point I'm making. Comprende?
Yeah, whatever.
Fair play, right? Let's get back. Let's jump into the comment section then. So, Beachy comments, Henry's pissed. The music fiend says, Hen is about to reach through the screen and slap Pig. Fair play, lads. Well, this is what you get sometimes on the Pig and the Hen show. You get a little bit of rivalry. You get a little bit of, butting heads. It wouldn't be the Pig and the Hen show without it. Do you know what I mean? Henry's.
Yeah, but I'd only butt your head if you took that stupid hat off. Because all I'd get is a fucking forehead.
Mate, fuck off, mate. This ain't a
bluff.
stupid hat. This ain't a stupid hat, buddy. This is a legendary hat. It's my lucky hat. Don't take the piss out of the hat, pal. All right?
I have to mention, even though we hate
fucking
each
great
other,
hat.
Did anyone out there see even before we started the Pig and the Hen show, there was an original podcast that we did before I ever knew that we were going to do the Pig and the Hen show, and I put it out on Twitter. I think you did too, Pig. So if you watched that, any avid fans out there, well done to you, and anyone that hasn't seen it, please watch it. It's cringe. It's cringe-worthy for me to watch it, but I think it's a worthwhile watch. It's interesting to see how we have developed over the last half decade or so. In fact, it is literally coming up to half a decade since that video was put out.
By developed, do you mean got worse?
Yeah, undeveloped.
Yeah.
Devolved.
Griffo Chaz comments, Henry gone too far with the hat insult. I totally agree. I mean, this is a great hat. Look, you're basically...
Oh, wow.
What you're doing, Henry?
Getting offended by the hat insult. Wow.
What you're doing, Henry, is you're insulting the whole nation of Russia here, mate. And I don't think that's cool, mate.
What do you
I think
mean?
you better watch
What do you
yourself.
mean?
Well, you're saying that the hat of their nation is a garbage hat. I mean, I'll take that back if I were you.
Yeah, come on, mate. They wear them hats in China, mate. They wear them hats anywhere where it's cold, mate. You can't say that is Russian only.
Well,
that's a bit much, mate.
It's a Russian hat, mate. It's like if you were wearing, a deer stalker, would you not say that was a British hat? Even if it was being worn in fucking Azerbaijan? Of course you would. So you're talking shite once again here, Hen.
I think there could be people out there that would, disagree with you.
Not everyone's going to like the hat,
Russian
mate.
Hat.
Not everyone's going to like the hat, but it just goes to show you shouldn't, this is my hat, mate. I like this hat, all right? Don't belittle the hat is what I'm saying, Henry Hotspur, okay?
I bet it stinks.
Well, that's true. I can't deny that. It definitely does stink. I mean, I wear it a lot. It's been the summer. I haven't washed it for a few months, probably. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and you just told everyone.
It freaking stinks. Well, I only put it on really for the. It's not like I'm rocking this hat around the house all the time, or during the summer. Sometimes I might go down the shop in the winter with it on or whatever. But it's not like it needs a wash every single week. Is what I'm saying, Henry Hotspur. So calm down.
So you would actually go to the shop in the winter with the hat on? Do you do that?
I have done that, absolutely, yeah. Why the hell not? It's a great hat, mate. It's a great hat.
Well, I mean, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. So I wish someone could see you with the hat on whilst out and about in the winter and think, fuck, that is the Pig. Because they would recognise you if you wear the hat if they're a fan. I mean, it would make you instantly recognisable.
Yeah, I would say so. It's that's it. It's part of the gimmick now, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's part of the whole setup. This is it. So I won't take any bad words said about the hat. That's all I'm saying, mate. It's a touchy subject for me, all right.
And no one would recognise me without a drink in my hand, would they?
Griffo Chaz comments, I've seen you in Primark with that hat. Do you know what's funny, Griffo Chaz? I'm pretty sure I bought this hat from Primark. It was a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure that's where this hat actually comes from. So it's probably made by like a 4-year-old Indian child, for which I apologise. Do you know what I mean?
Now, you might be getting a bit of wind noise now, but I just need to kind of cool off.
That's fine, mate. I mean, we're approaching an hour on the show anyway, so unless there's some more burning topics you want to discuss, then, we could pretty much look at wrapping this one up, Henry Hotspur.
Well, the thing is, with this Pig of the Hen show, it was more spur of the moment. Usually I come prepared, I do a bit of research, think about things that I want to discuss during the show, just obviously discuss with the pig what we're going to discuss over the show. But today was more kind of like, do you know what? Do you fancy doing a show? So, whether that's to the detriment of anyone watching, apologies, but that is how this has come about. I mean, in terms of the future guaranteed day of the week when we're going to do the Pig and the Hen, is it going to be Mondays? Is it going to be Wednesdays? This is to be discussed, but we got a bit of backlash. I think people like a midweek Pig and the Hen.
Well, I think maybe we should do this, Henry. We should do Wednesdays every single week, and then whenever we can, jump on around 3 o'clock Monday, 3 p.m. Mondays, whenever we can. That way people get a bonus show. They're not expecting it, but if they get it, it's an extra little bonus. And but the Wednesday show's always definitely going to be there. I think that is a great idea.
The Wednesday show always makes sure I'm 100%. Monday show couldn't give a fuck.
Right, actually, before we go, Henry, I'm just going to play out to Gungshi here, mate. Before we go, Henry Hotspur.
I'm not prepared for this at all, mate.
Well, that'll do it back. It's Conspiracy Hour of Power Shower of Shite, or whatever it's called. Henry Hotspur. You've got 5 minutes, Henry. What do you want to talk about?
Mate, I'm not prepared at all. Conspiracies. Okay, so I mean, I've just got to keep talking about the fact that we are, as a people, as a human society, as human beings, slowly but surely, we are all more and more reliant on technology. And the pig will sit there and he'll say that's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with being reliant on technology. Technology allows us to do the Pig
Hold on
and
a
the Hen
second.
show.
Why would the pig sit there and say that, mate? You're putting words in my mouth here, mate.
Because you're involved. You're part of it. All right? Listen, so we need technology to deliver the Pig and the Hen show. You viewers out there need technology to view the Pig and the Hen show. So without technology, we would not be able to do this. Okay, I was thinking earlier today, I was sat on the bus earlier and I was thinking, I miss the old days. I miss them days where my dad was telling me, I've just got this laptop in and it's got a couple of games on it and it's the newest fucking thing. This is back in fucking 2001 or some shit. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is cool. This is brilliant. Wow. But look how far we've come since then. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the jumps in technology, the jumps in society, but actually that's where I do question it. And I have spoken about this before. You can't go out anymore and walk along the street without seeing people on their phone. And I'm just a suspect of this. I'm on my phone. I walk around with my phone. So I just think, why the fuck am I looking at my phone whilst I'm out and about? I shouldn't be doing that. I should have my head up. I should have my eyes on what the fuck is actually going on in the real life. And this is what scares me, mate, is the fact that we are more and more reliant, more and more of need of being on our phone, being integrated into a social world, which is not a real social world. It is an online social world, to the extent where anyone that is some kind of elitist, globalist fuck, okay, these are the people that I tend to talk about, could turn around and say, we've got them now. We've got them now. We'll turn on 5G beta, let's call it that. There we go.
Let's call it master. Let's call it master beta.
Master beta, 5G. Now everybody's on 5G. We're melting their minds, and we are progressing into that society where it is a non-human society, and this is what the globalist elitists want. They want a non-human society, or a human society that they can control. Can you remember the brilliant film of 1999? You do, don't you? Begins with an M. I can't. People watching this will comment before you come up with the answer. A brilliant sci-fi film starring Keanu Reeves, 1999. What was the film?
Actually starts with a T, mate, but fair enough.
Okay, well, what is it then?
The Matrix, isn't it? Like, you said it starts with an M. That's not strictly true, is it? Bit of a trick question there.
So have I mentioned this on the Pig of the Head before or not? I hope not.
Yes, you have, mate. You have.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, it's just fucking recycling old shit.
But look, what you're saying basically is that everybody's addicted to their phones, and basically what some person could do is effectively mind control the hordes of people that are just looking aimlessly down at the phones the whole time, and they're feeding information through. That's why you hear about this. Is a good conspiracy thing to talk about it with Henry, because this happened to me a couple of days ago. You know, when you're having a conversation with somebody about something, it could be anything. Oh, have you seen those new freaking shorts that Manchester United have partnered up with Nike about? And then you go on your phone and you haven't searched it, but then it pops up as an advert. Have you ever had that happen to you?
Yes.
That is freaky, right? And it does make you think, are they just listening to everything we're saying and then feeding us the information that they see fit? Because that is a good conspiracy point right there.
I apologise. I've actually thought of the conspiracy thing I was going to talk about, and I forgot it, but I know what it is now. But it follows on to this, the phone obsession, okay? What is the newest phone that's kind of there or thereabouts? It is from the biggest phone company worldwide. What is it? Tell me.
Samsung Galaxy.
No, not Samsung. You know, who is the biggest kind of phone company?
Who's the biggest phone company? It's Samsung, mate.
Is it?
If you're talking about Apple, they are third.
Oh shit.
So you're just trying to trick. You're just trying to trick me, but actually you're tricking yourself here, mate.
The thing is, you know more about the phones than I do, because I try to keep away from this stuff because I don't want to be part of this cyborg future. Okay, but in terms of who is the biggest phone company in the West,
it's Samsung.
Is it?
Huawei a second, and Apple a third. I believe that is true. That's globally, by the way. So, of course, if you're looking at the North American market, which we're not because we're not in North America, then it is actually Apple. Obviously, they don't permit the sale of Huawei's in the United States.
Thank you. There we go. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the American market. Who is the biggest economy in the world still? It is the United States of America, okay? It's very important that Apple are dominant in the United States, okay? And Rincon, you listen up, do you know what I mean? Because this is for you. Bottom line, Apple control that section of the world. I'm doing the Pig and the Hen show right now through an Apple phone, which is a 6S. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm a twat because that's about however
it's doing the job.
A decade old. But the new Apple, do you know what the new Apple is? The new phone? I don't know when it's going to launch, but it's going to launch around the corner.
Yeah, it's very, very originally named and unpredictably named the 11.
The 11. Okay, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. This is a new Apple, okay? They haven't come out with a number. They faffed around, didn't they, with the X, the XR, the XS, the X.
It's called the iPhone 11, mate.
All this bullshit, right? And then they've come out with a number again. So this is a mainstream phone again, getting back on the numbers. It's important. Trust me, the numbers are important.
They were on the numbers, mate.
They weren't on the numbers. What happened to the 9?
I thought it was like the iPhone 10 XR. That was just the extra name of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they faffed around with the letters. But the 11's an important step, okay? Do you know what happened as soon as this 11 was launched or announced? Do you know what started happening to people?
Go on.
It's true that you can research this. People's iPhones started breaking. Mine's okay. Mine's okay because it's old school, and I think they don't give a fuck about the old school ones. But if you've got anything post 8, you might have been experiencing problems. And, turn the music back on because it has more effect. Get that X-Files music back on. Do it. Right, so this is true, right? It's been reported all around the world. Since this iPhone 11 has come out recently, or been reported on, that people with their recent iPhones have been experiencing problems, the phones have been breaking, shit has been going on. I mean, people knew about this already. A couple of years ago, they even announced, yes, we are slowing down phones to preserve battery life on older phones if you're on the newest fucking iOS, whatever the fuck it is. What the fuck is that? They didn't even tell anyone that's what they were doing. And then people accused them that they were fucking around with their phones. And then they made an official announcement and said, yes, we are doing this. And nobody complained. Everybody thought, okay, that's what you're doing. Is that okay? Is that okay that they can just come out with these announcements and not know what the fuck's going on? One second they're saying we're never going to fuck around with an Apple phone. We built them to last. We built them to be the best products. And then a few years later, it's like, no, actually, you better buy the newest one because we're basically making your old one shit. They didn't say that in those words, but that's basically what they mean. Because they want you on the newest phones because they want to control your mind.
Oh, no, fair play. I mean, that definitely does happen. People's iPhones slowing up when a new model comes out. But isn't it also a lot to do with, like, the new iOS being released, so the new operating system being released, where it's just more tailored towards the new modern phone, so it doesn't operate as well on the older phone? But you're saying your 6S is fine then, yeah?
Absolutely fine, but I think it's because I'm that many years back.
Have you updated the software on it for a long time?
I haven't, no.
You might have like the original software that it's actually intended to work with.
I don't update for shit, mate, because if you
Alex
do
Rincon,
that...
Yeah, there you go, Alex Rincon just saying, just don't update your iOS and then it should be all right. But no, I hear what you're saying though. Apple definitely do that. It's like some certain car manufacturers. Like there was a period from like the mid '90s to the mid 2000s, say, where cars were more reliable than the modern ones in some ways, because now they build stuff to break. They only want you to get 10 years use out of it with a car, just like a phone. They only want you to get 24 months out of it, and then they want you to line up and buy their new iPhone 11 for $1,300 or whatever the heck it is. I mean, what I would say is anybody who does purchase the new Apple iPhone, like, you're having a mare, lads and lasses, you are. There's so many much better options out there in the Android marketplace with better specifications for a lesser price. That's all I'd say. Look, if you love the Apple ecosystem, fair play to you, but, there's other options out there, is what I'm saying. There's a reason they're not the number one mobile phone producer in the world anymore.
What it's about is controlling the masses. Behind the scenes, Apple, Huawei, Samsung, it's all providing a platform for the globalists.
Juan Miguel comments, Piggy, did you meet the hen at the bus stop? So, me and Hen actually went to school together, didn't we? We met in, secondary school? That's how me and Henry Hotspur met each other originally. And, Henry, I think, what was it? Did I meet you once? You were playing Magic the Gathering or something, and I walked by and said, you're a bit of a goon, aren't you, mate, or something?
I mean, that's after stealing my lunch and saying you're okay.
I didn't steal your lunch, mate.
Yes, you did.
Don't be ridiculous.
I was eating my lunch. Pig comes along. No. He's like, that looks all right. Let's have a bit of that. I shit myself because Pig is a lot fucking bigger than I was back then. He still is now.
I didn't steal your lunch, mate. No, I might have asked you for a bit of your lunch and you might have given it me because I was a big grown lad.
I was intimidated. Okay, I was intimidated. I give him my lunch. And then I thought, but at the time I thought, great, someone that's sort of a little bit higher up the pecking order at school has actually communicated with me. Oh, and then he saw me playing a card game and we called it the link block. And he said, I thought you were cool, man. I thought you were all right. That's what you said to me. And I thought, shit, I've got to change my life. That's what happened, mate.
We're talking about when we're about 12 or 13 here. So anyway, but fair play to you, mate. But anyway, that's quite an interesting topic. So you think that somebody somewhere is basically using mobile phones to mind control people? Is that what you're saying?
It's all headed towards the mark of the beast. This is what I've been telling you about. Okay, it's getting to that stage where we don't need phones anymore. What they want is the same way that September the 11th was kind of contrived to make people get used to war with the Middle East and get used to the idea of it's the West against the Middle East. The new wave of war in terms of trying to get what the globalist elitists want is to make sure that everybody's on their phone, everybody is 100% making this great, fantastic technology available to the normal people. So even the poorest people in society basically have access to a smartphone. The vast majority of them do these days, okay? And then it's just around the corner where, okay, so it's not about the phone anymore. We're going to put fucking chips in your head or chips in your hand where that's your phone. You could do your phone stuff through your brain. I mean, this might be years away, but because people have already been hedged into this way of living so that they're ready for the next stage, and that is the cyborg stage where you've already been groomed to that way of living so that they don't even need to do anything. The people that want to control the world do not need to do shit. You are already there as a fucking vegetable. Watch The Matrix.
Fair play, mate. That's a bold prediction, bold statement. I think you're kind of right though. Like, it is happening. I'm pretty much addicted to my phone, mate. Like, I do find myself looking at it when I don't need to look at it. Do you know what I mean?
The scary thing is, people might say the hen's been drinking, the hen's talking shit. Both of those things are true, but the shit that I'm talking actually makes sense. And why am I drinking? It's because what I'm saying is true.
That made no sense.
Why did it make sense? So
Because
if what I'm saying is true, would I not be drinking? Of course I'd be fucking drinking, mate. What else is there to do?
Oh, fair play. Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, man, like, it's quite an interesting topic we've brought up there, and I think there is some basis in that.
I need a fucking cigarette.
Right. Anyway, should we wrap this one up now? Should we wrap it up?
Any comments, mate? Any comments about the conspiracies or anything else?
Hold on.
I'm not ready to finish yet. You want to cut
fine.
me off?
Just give me 5 minutes, mate. Scruffulous beast, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. Comments. Hen, if you think about this stuff all day, every day, your head's going to explode.
I don't, though. I don't. I drink it away.
Andres Rocco comments, pig, bored or outraged. Combination of both, my friend. A combination of both. No, there was just a little bit that got me there, where it's like I didn't even want to mention it in case we started talking about it. But I'm pretty sure there was a moment where Henry actually said that 9/11 was basically a conspiracy to prepare everyone for a war between the West and the Middle East. Is that what you said? Because I didn't really want to talk about that.
Listen,
but I think that's what you fucking said.
Don't take me out of context here. This is what the left-wing media would do. If I was a famous person, they would snip at that part and say this person has said that. What a prick, okay? I'll say right now, what I said there, it doesn't necessarily mean that I genuinely think that. The only reason I said that is because I wanted a bit of feedback. You were obviously interested in what I just said there. A lot of people believe that, okay? 9/11 is a conspiracy in its own way. I know it was literally the anniversary the other day. I'm not saying for 1 second anything about it to put a detriment to the tragedy that it was, because it was a tragedy. But I think I have a right, as anyone does, to question what happens. And was that legitimately, Osama bin Laden and his lackeys coming up with this ability to carry out them sort of atrocities? I mean, you look back at that now that we're in 2019. Does that add up? Does it really add up that the United States would not be able to stop that happening, and that would just happen? And when you look at the pictures of George Bush with Osama bin Laden back in the day, and there's so many things. There's so many things about the whole situation which just doesn't all add up. It doesn't add up. And you look at what happened the years after. You had Afghanistan, you had Iraq, you had Saddam Hussein being executed. It was all put under wraps at the time, and it was all, for me, someone said to me at the time, this is all so that the West can get its fingers in that pie that was the Middle East at the time. Control that shit, control the oil, and that's all being gone now. We're talking ancient history. But
Okay,
that's what happened.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you say that's what's happened, but we don't really truly know. I mean, we don't know if it was just this lunatic Osama with this band of merry lunatics who stole some planes before the security was really as nowhere near as stringent as it is nowadays. So who's to say that that wasn't just a well executed terrorist plot? Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to be in bed with George Bush for that to take place. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure he was linked to a 1996 attack on the World Trade Center back in the day, wasn't he? So, I could be wrong there. But anyway, what I'm saying is, just because it's a possibility doesn't mean that it is. So
well, I don't know enough about the subject. I don't.
Yeah,
all I know is the aftermath and how the aftermath adds up to why.
I do think that whole Iraq situation with we are going into Iraq to find these weapons of mass destruction. I do think that was a whole ploy just to go in there and steal all their oil and all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, or whatever it is, for some other political reason. But that, I mean, Saddam Hussein was at it for decades, so I don't really understand why at that stage, because they think he's got weapons of mass destruction, which, by the way, it turned out that they didn't. Was the kicker for them going in there. But there you go. Just want to read a couple of comments out then before we end this show. We've got a comment here from LA Brit. He says, "Hey Pig and Hen, just getting in at the end, waking up in LA. Love the show." Thank you very much, LA Brit. Great to have you in here watching from the City of Angels in Los Angeles. So thanks very much.
It's been a shit show, by the way, mate. So hopefully this last bit will be good.
Alex Rudd says it's a 1993 attack. Yeah, fair play. You're absolutely right. I got it wrong there. Scruffulous Beast comments, doesn't the second tower blow up before there's any contact? Don't know about that.
So there we go. So we've got a lot of people out there saying it how it is. That's the thing. Me and you, Pig, we don't even need to talk about it. We could just mention it, and then everybody goes crazy about it. And this is what I've noticed. I mean, you've got other YouTubers out there that are no longer YouTubers because they talk about these things that everybody wants to talk about, and then they get silenced. And I've mentioned this again and again and again. We don't even need to talk about it, Pig. You just mention it for 1 second, and everybody knows. That's what scares the shit out of me.
It is strange, yeah. I mean, they've literally got software now which picks up what we're saying. So it does it with my videos sometimes. Like, for instance, at the end of this show, it will already say copyright notice X-Files, right? Which it did last week. And it will also say stuff like, this video is not suitable for all advertisers because of the strong language used. And stuff like that. It's like, actually, nobody's listening to it, apart from a computer probably, but it knows that we're dropping F-bombs and C-bombs left, right, and centre, and it doesn't allow family advertisement on it. So, of course, they probably have got to the stage now where they're highlighting, Tower 7, highlighting World Trade, all this sort of stuff that we're talking about right now. Who knows? Potentially we could get banned. So maybe we shouldn't talk about it, mate.
Well, this is the thing, I know, mate. It's not even laughable, actually.
Maybe we should keep this for the Patreon account, mate. That's what we should do. Which reminds me, if anybody does want to support the channel on Patreon, you can go and do that. Flying Pig United, search for it on Patreon. I haven't talked about that for ages, so I felt like, having brought it up, I should probably just mention it. What else then? So let's just go through the last few comments at the end here before we wrap this up. We are going to wrap this up in a minute because I've got to get on, but yeah, Juan Miguel says, let's talk about football. We've already done that. That's what the first hour was for, buddy. Alex Wrinkle says, since YouTube is now censoring shit that isn't family friendly, it'll be up to us viewers to like the videos and share. Become a Patreon. Thank you very much there, Rincon. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so for everybody who is tuning into this live stream right now, do us a favour, smash a like on it, subscribe to the channel. I mean, I've called this video, I changed the title with it slightly because obviously David De Gea did sign during the show, did re-sign to David De Gea, signs new contract, plus Norwich beat City, plus Arsenal bottle it. So that's what we've gone with today. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Drop a like on it, subscribe to the show, to the channel if you're new around here, of course. Pig and the Hen shows, you haven't got long to wait into another show on this Wednesday at 3 p.m. So make sure you're here, tune in, be there or be square, or as Henry Hotspur says, be there or be squared. And we'll see you Wednesday.
Fuck you.
We'll see you Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eh?
We will. I will keep you updated about my friend that is representing a company called Yabo Sports, and he's going to be attending this press conference. He's already been sending us pictures. Did you know he sent me a picture of him next to Steven Gerrard? Have I mentioned this before?
Yeah, no, nobody cares about the Steven Gerrard, mate. What I'd like to do is just get this up, because Steven Gerrard's a dirty Liverpool player, mate. Anyway, let's just look at this. So this is Henry's friend here. You know, he's doing some modelling. You can see he's a true. Hang on, let me just make sure I can show this.
Oh
properly.
wow! So we've actually.
So you can see he's a handsome.
He is
bastard.
my friend. He actually does hang around with me.
And there he is. He's hanging out with Freddie Flintstone right there. So that's pretty awesome. What else have we got here that he sent across? Check this out. Shout out to your friend Dean. He's a very good-looking man, I must say. Like, no homo or anything, but he's definitely a good-looking dude. There he is with Sergio Romero. Yeah.
There we go. Now, literally, like about a month ago, I was sat having a beer with him down at my local, you know, and he was telling me about all this stuff, and I was thinking, are you full of shit, mate? You know what I mean? But no, he's actually come out with the fucking carrots here. So fair play to him.
Right, everybody, thanks everybody for tuning into the show today. It's been an interesting one. David De Gea signed a new contract. Get in there. Shout out to Juan Miguel, Andres Rocco, the Music Fiend, Scruffulous Beast. In fact, I just want to give a shout out to Scruffulous Beast. I'm pretty sure that's a band as well, Scruffulous Beast. So this guy tunes in and he's got a band. So check out his band. You might like it. Also, Alex Rincon moderated on the channel here saying see you on Wednesday. He's also part of a band called On Better Terms. You got to check those guys out too. They're doing a tour of, I think, the east side of the United States. So maybe you want to go listen to it. Maybe you want to go check them out. They're complete legends of the channel. They always get involved. So I do want to just give a little cheeky shout out to those guys and their bands. Rock on. Steph Herringtonio, late in here, but good to see you in here, Steph. Thank you very much. A little bit of a female touch in here. Comments, Gerrard was a class player. Agent Gerrard at Ring. I mean, he was a class player, wasn't he? But still, he's a dirty Liverpool player. So, there you go. Right, guys. Henry, do you want to end with anything in particular here?
Not so much. I mean, end of the day, this is just a spur of the moment, pick of the hen. Hope you enjoyed it. I've been bitten to fuck. So, you know, I'll scratch thinking about the fans.
Awesome. Legends, right, tune in Wednesday, 3 p.m. for the Pig and the Hen show. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to jump on later and talk a little bit more, you know, on my own, maybe about David De Gea or whatnot, but we've done a fair bit of that today, so that's my sort of thoughts on it. I'm very happy with the signing. But do us a favour before you go, like, subscribe, comment, follow myself on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Also follow Henry on social media at Henry_Hotspur. We'll see you 3 p.m. live, sharpish, be there or be square for the Pig and the Hen show on Wednesday at 3 p.m. So, I've been the pig.
I've been the hen. Bug, bug.
And we'll see you very, very soon indeed. Have yourselves a good one. Thank you to everybody for tuning in today. You're a bunch of legends. Have yourselves a great week.
Oh, the colour changed.
And the hen.
As soon as the music comes on, the colour changed.
Weird.
That's weird, mate. Yeah. Like your complexion changed. It did.
Mate, you're ruining the fucking outro. Alright, see you later, guys.
Pig and the Hen show.